that's, yeah.
All right, let's go, Andy.
Okay, let's go.
On this episode, I have my dad join me.
Oh, that's your dad.
I love Olympus' videos, and I love how he can laugh about stuff like this. But I did share something on my main channel, and somebody and I got into an argument about it, and all I said was, in many cultures, this is completely fine. In my culture, family kiss each other in the mouth all the time. It's completely platonic. Westerners think their culture is the only way. Now, if it's tongue, it's freaking weird. And this person continued by saying, what culture is that? What country? The most common greet I know is when you kiss on the cheek. I said Italy, France, and Caribbean, and some Spanish countries, just to list a few. So the person by asking that question already admits that he doesn't know anything outside of his country or culture. But I get that there are people, because everyone in the comments is saying this is gross. And no, it's not normal behavior in any of those countries. You're either trolling or have been groomed. I hope it's the former for your sake. For your information, I was groomed, and not by my parents, so I know, having been groomed a few times, what that feels like and what that is. But thanks for the condescension. He continues by saying, or this other person continues by saying, and don't talk about Westerners since you're American cosplaying your culture, i.e. trying to claim you're something other than an American. This is so freaking hilarious. Now, I do go into it, and the reason why I'm reading all of this so you guys get a preface of what I'm talking about, because people are going to want to know what the whole argument was about and how it started. I replied by saying it's pretty ignorant of you to think there's only one culture. A Google search away is the answer. Asking someone outside of yourself is the answer. I'm also telling you as someone who spent her childhood in another country that you're wrong, and still, not everything is about sex. I've even seen mothers in the US kiss their babies or little ones on the lips. Are they grooming their kids, or is it possible that you have an extremely dirty mind? I mean, I have my own dirty mind sometimes, but when it comes to that, even I am mature enough to know when it doesn't mean something. And it's really disgusting when people just only see that. But anyway, I informed this other person, I also am not American, but moved here to grow up with my family. At home, our culture is still heavy, meaning at home when we came to the US, at home, we still exercise our culture there. My parents speak part of the language, and we eat the national food, we do all that stuff, the dresses, everything. The entitlement to think that you know about everything about everyone who exists outside your limited mindset says a lot about you. Also, I found this, you could just look on Google. I mean, I didn't even have to look on Google because I have experience with human beings outside of my own culture as well. I have met Italians, Russians, some people, funny enough, from the UK who greet like this, or especially with their parents, they kiss their parents a peck on the lips. It is not that big of a deal. Nobody's groping anybody. It's very weird, but even Google, if you look up on Google, there's countless articles after articles that say that this is normal for many cultures. One of the excerpts from what I found says, kissing on the lips is a common greeting and expression of affection in many cultures, but not all cultures recognize it as a romantic sexual kiss. According to a 2015 study in American anthropologists, only 46% of 168 cultures studied considered lip kissing to be romantic sexual, which is less than the average. Like, come on. And even funny enough, 10% of all the countries in the studies think that kissing in general is disgusting, whether it be on the mouth or not, whether it's for romantic or platonic. They think kissing mouth to mouth is disgusting. So by their logic, or by your logic, the person outside that culture will see that and be like, ew, y'all are some nasty motherfuckers. Disgusting. You kiss your girlfriend on the mouth, you nasty bitch. How would you feel if someone came up to you and, of course, it's ignorance that they've only seen inside their bubble, and then you inform him, oh, okay, I understand how you might see it that way, but this is completely normal in our culture. And then they're like, well, you guys are disgusting heathens. I know that person would have been like, fuck you, you stupid cunt. I'm sorry. But it is so ignorant when you meet someone else, your culture is different, and you're saying, look, no one's being hurt, by the way. It's not like that culture that beats kids over the face. That I can't get down with, because now you're actually hurting kids. It's disgusting. But if you're just kissing on the lips, or some people kiss on the hand, some people kiss on the cheek, some people don't. It's okay. Cultural greetings are different. If I went to some country and I found out that they sniff each other's asses when they fart to greet them, I would be like, wow, that's kind of disgusting. But when they explained to me, oh, this is how this entire culture does that, I'd be like, oh, okay, and respectfully move on. Because that's something, even though I think is disgusting, when they say this is our culture, I would be respectful. I wouldn't want anyone doing it to me unless I had to live there long term. Ugh, I can't imagine that. But I get having the skeevies when you're not used to something. But that's why it's important for you to, I hate saying this because people abuse the phrase, but educate yourself. Go outside of your little entitled bubble and see and recognize that other cultures outside of you exist. And they may not have all the same guidelines or practices. There are a lot of things that Europeans do that many other cultures in the Far East think is fucking disgusting. Like, some of y'all are nasty with some of the practices that you think is completely normal, but that's part of your culture. One thing when I came to the States, I found was very weird, because I used to see it on TV and I thought it was just for TV. But then when I moved to America, I recognized that people actually do this. And it's taking their shoes that they use to walk from outside, where people spit and probably have a cut in their mouths and have AIDS and spit on the ground. Now you pick it up with your shoe and you go inside your bedroom on the carpet with those shoes and then leap into bed with your shoes still on. That for me was like, okay, that's nasty. Like, I get that's part of your culture, but maybe hygiene wise, taking your shoes that you walk in from outside, you step in dog shit, you step in all this other stuff. Homeless people have diarrhea on the streets and they're carrying all these illnesses. And now you take your shoes to put in your bed that you lie down on with your face and your skin when you're supposed to be clean going into your bed. I think that's disgusting. It's really disgusting. And I can't even really say it's an American culture thing, because I know other Americans that I've spoken to that say that that's disgusting. They don't do that. It's not an American culture thing. It's just some people are fucking disgusting. And I mean hygienic wise. And funny enough, those same people will have their little babies, as I've mentioned in my response, and they'll kiss their babies on the lips. I've seen daddies kiss their daughters on the lips. Mwah, love you, baby. Love you, daddy. Like, that is normal. Like, what? How do you see that and automatically think, oh my God, that's disgusting? Like, I get it. Everything is hypersexualized. Like, I joke around about it on my other channel all the time, but it is the truth. Everything in media now is so hypersexualized that apparently now when you're dating someone, you have to always give written consent. Even if the person, we can't even use body language anymore to discern what's going on. If I'm batting my eyes at a guy and I'm looking at him and looking at his lips and biting my lip and, doing all the things to give you every single sign that I want you to kiss me, and you ask for, hey, can I have your consent? I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna go. And I can't ever really blame guys, because people will be giving people signals and then you kiss them and they're into it. They don't tell you no, they're into it. You're both adults. And then later they'll say the guy took advantage of them. So I can't really blame them in that situation, but there is such a thing called body language. I would argue that a great portion of human beings, or most animals, most mammals also, in understanding each other and communicating is in our body language. I think there's a small part of it that's smell as well, but humans over time, after evolving or devolving, depending on the way you look at it, we have lost some of those instincts, or things we've lost some of those instincts because we don't really need to use them anymore, but our eyes are still there. Our eyes are still huge and in our head holes, and we can see things that we like and appreciate when a woman or a man is looking at us a certain way. The same way you should be able to discern when a kiss is non-romantic. Like, I've kissed my best friends on their lips. Like, what? We're not tonguing. We're not necking. Like, you can tell the difference between, or you should be able to tell the difference between what is sexual and what is not. Even if you joke about it, you're like, ew, whatever, and people do that. That's normal. But for you to get this viscerally disgusted over something that is not that serious means that you're very ignorant. I'm not going to say you're hateful, you're just very ignorant. And what that means is your little bubble of your culture and how you think things are supposed to be is the only thing that's valid in your existence. Anything outside of that, the Native Americans, the Asian people, doesn't matter. Oh my God, they're all disgusting because they're not civilized like us. That's what that's giving. That is what that is giving. And I think that is very ignorant. You're a lot more ignorant than the people out there, because I'm sure if you told them, hey, this is what we eat cows. And they're like, disgusting. You eat cows? That's nasty. You eat pigs? Pigs eat everything. That's disgusting. But then you look at them and say, well, you eat dogs. You think that's disgusting. All right. touche. Go outside. There's people who travel around, but you don't even have to do that now. You can just look it up. It's a click away, bro. It's a click away online, a click away to see other cultures. There are people who travel to other cultures so you can see what exists outside your own fucking asshole and maybe not sound so freaking ignorant. Everybody in here, and I know this is a UK channel, I'm not dogging on Olima because he's cool. He's just doing this for a laugh. He's being completely funny about it because that's how he feels, but I don't think he's necessarily like judging them harshly. He's just making a thing about it. That's what comedians do. I get it. With the people in the comments getting like so like, oh my God, gay. Oh my God. Like, it is so weird. It is so weird. There's some, like, only a few people, and these are probably all UK people or US people, and it's just telling. In their culture, that's not normal to them, sure, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. A lot of countries do this, and because I've had that experience outside with a lot of other countries, people from different backgrounds, my culture doing it, nobody cares. We do it and we move on because it ain't about that. Now, if the guy were to kiss his father and then they stay a little too long, I'd be like, okay. That wasn't just a kiss. That was very inappropriate. That was... And look, and those people, are they Italian? I don't even know. They look Italian to me, but I'm not sure. But yeah, there's people who do that. Baltic people, I've seen, like, there's all kinds of people, Russian people. There's so many people outside of the US and the UK or Europe, Britain, whatever, that do this to the point where it's actually more surprising to me that people find this weird than not.
If you don't know Italians, we hug, we kiss, sometimes we get fired for it because it makes people uncomfortable. Like the first time my roommate saw my Italian father and I kiss each other goodbye, he was like, ew, do you kiss your dad in public? And I was like, yeah. You know what'd be weird? If I only kissed him in private. If I was like, hey, Pops, let's get out of here for a proper goodbye.
I was expecting everyone to be like, oh, okay, it's a kiss, and it would have been funnier if the guy started tonguing or like stroking his father's lips. That would have made this more funny because everyone would have had the right to be like, yeah, in every single culture, that is not normal. I don't know any culture that does that. Fucking weird. But there's enough cultures out there that do greet like that or show that as a sign of affection. I mean, the same people, I just find it fucking rich that the same people in the comments saying that's disgusting will open up their fucking mouths and let their goddamn dogs that lick their ass put their tongue inside their mouths. And you think this is disgusting? Get the fuck off.